DB9. The DB9 connector, officially known as the D9, is the most iconic interface for serial communication in the history of personal computing. While the DB prefix is technically a misnomer, as D refers to the D subminiature family and E refers to the specific shell size, DB9 has become the universal term used by technicians. Originally popularized by the IBM PC-80 in the mid-80s, it served as the primary port for mice, joysticks, and external modems. Today, its primary role is as a console port interface, providing a backdoor for technicians to configure and manage enterprise-grade networking hardware like routers, switches, and firewalls. The architecture of the RS-232 standard. The DB9 connector is the physical housing for the RS-232 recommended standard 232 protocol. It features 9 pins arranged in 2 rows, 5 on top and 4 on bottom, within a D-shaped metal shroud. This shroud ensures that the connector can only be plugged in one way and provides a ground connection to protect against electrical noise. For a hardware professional, understanding the specific pinout is essential for troubleshooting serial links. While there are 9 pins, many applications only utilize a few. Pin 2 RxD, receive data. Pin 3 TXD, transmit data. Pin 5 GND, signal ground. Pins 4 and 6, DTR and DSR, hardware handshaking to ensure both devices are ready to talk. Pins 7 and 8, RTS and CTS, flow control to prevent one device from overwhelming the other with data. Unlike USB, which is a plug-and-play bus, RS-232 is a peer-to-peer connection. This means that 2 devices must agree on a set of parameters before they can communicate. A technician must manually configure the baud rate speed, data bits, parity, and stop bits, often summarized as 9600 A101, in their terminal software for the connection to work. The rollover cable and console access. In modern IT, the most common use for a DB9 connector is the rollover cable, often called a Cisco console cable. This specialized cable has a DB9 connector on one end for the technician's laptop and an RJ45 connector on the other for the router or switch. The term rollover refers to the internal wiring where the pinout is exactly reversed at each end, pin 1 to pin 8, pin 2 to pin 7, and so on. When a router is bricked or loses its network configuration, the DB9 console port is often the only way to access the command line interface, CLI, to perform a factory reset or a firmware recovery. Since most modern laptops lack a native DB9 port, technicians almost always use a USB to serial adapter to bridge this gap. Physical security and null modems. One of the greatest strengths of the DB9 connector is its mechanical security. Like DVI and VGA, DB9 plugs feature dual thumb screws. This makes them ideal for industrial environments or server racks where a cable coming loose could cause a critical system failure. A common troubleshooting tool in the field is the null modem adapter. Standard serial cables are straight-through, connecting a computer DTE to a modem DCE. However, if you want to connect 2 computers directly to each other, you need a null modem to cross the transmit and receive wires, pin 2 to pin 3 and vice versa. If a technician is trying to link 2 legacy devices and gets no signal, the first step is often to insert a null modem adapter into the chain. Troubleshooting serial links. Serial communication is highly reliable but prone to specific failures. The most common is pin damage. Because the DB9 pins are thin and exposed, they can easily be bent or pushed back into the housing if a user tries to force the connector. Another frequent issue is ground loops. Since RS-232 relies on a common ground, pin 5, if 2 devices are plugged into different power circuits with different ground potentials, electricity can flow through the serial cable itself. This often manifests as garbage characters appearing in the terminal or, in extreme cases, the serial chips on the motherboard burning out. A technician should always try to ensure that the laptop and the device being configured are on a shared electrical circuit whenever possible.